actually, help break it down for us, right? So basically, Dr. Du has helped us and helped make cybersecurity digestible for all of us to be able to, get into the field and be able to understand the concepts and make sure to apply those concepts once we land our first jobs. And for our graduates, the hardest part for you guys is going to start now, right? And what do I mean by the hardest part, right? So the easiest part was, basically going through the courses, right? Going through the internship. And by hardest part, this is where the real game is going to start. So basically putting together your resumes and then, going through the interview process, which is going to be hard, right? And as Dr. Du always says, the jobs are out there, but they don't just give them out like candies, right? So it is going to require a lot of work from you guys, a lot of work, right? A lot of professionalism and a lot of focus, right? And hopefully you guys actually did put in the work doing the internship to give you guys that force and that push to be able to land your first job. And I would say so you guys basically are even ahead of the pack, right? So the field is very saturated, right? It's a lot of people trying to get in, but with what you've actually gained from arithmetic, you are ahead, right? So we have a lot of people out there who take courses here and there, but lack the hands-on training, which you guys got with the internship. So even basically, I actually had a friend of mine, right? He took the course somewhere else, and the course he took actually came with an internship as well, but he wasn't actually getting the knowledge, right, and the fundamentals that he needed to be able to perform the job. So he actually flight all the way from New Mexico to Atlanta. So I live in Georgia, Atlanta to Atlanta, stayed with me for about a week, right, to get that hands-on training. But guess what? All those hands-on training. So what I do on a daily basis, you guys have literally done that, during your internship. So you guys, don't have to stress. Just make sure everything that you've acquired during the internship, you put that into practice and then you stay focused, right? So basically, I would say you guys are ahead of the pack. So just make sure you maintain your focus and then put in the work that is required of you to be able to land your first job. And as Sheila said, right, Eretmis do offer job placement assistance. So unlike various places, we don't just leave you and let you go once you're done, right? You have a lot of resources. So your number one resource is Dr. Edu, definitely, right? So number one resources. And also you have a lot of us ex-students and still students, just like myself, Sheila, and many more who you can always reach out to, right? And as I said, you guys, most of you know me, right? So feel free to reach out to me whenever, there is anything you think I can help you with when it comes to interviews, preparing your resumes, walking you guys through some of the processes that are going to come out during the interview. Like, just really feel free to reach out to me. And I'm always a phone call or a text away from you guys. And also, one advice I would give to all graduates is, because generally, most of the time, I get questions about, what tools, to focus on. And I've made actually this one of my main motives, to preach about telling people to not focus about the tools, right? So generally students are all scared and worried about, hey, but what if I get to an interview and they ask me if I can use these tools, right? But guess what? During the interview, they are less interested on how well you know the tools they are actually using at their company. More or less, they want to know if you understand the processes and how to apply those processes to the cybersecurity concept, right? So don't worry too much about the tools. When I started my job, I didn't even know how to use the GRC tools, right? But they took time. They took about 2 months, yeah, between 2 and 3 months to train you on those tools, right? One thing they're not gonna train you on is the knowledge and the concepts that they expect you as a compliance officer, as a GRC analyst, as an information security analyst to come in with, right? They expect you to come in with those knowledges, those basics, and those fundamentals. So those they're not going to train you on, right? So don't get too concerned about the tools. Just focus on understanding the processes, right? And some of the processes I'm sure you guys did work on, right? So policy review, vulnerability management, the audit process, third-party risk management, right? Trading awareness. So some of the things, right? Those are some of the processes. And as I said earlier, always feel free to reach out if you need a breakdown on how those processes work, because every process have a cycle, right? So how the process starts, the in between the processes to the end of the process being completed. So always, feel free to reach out to myself, Dr. Du, and to the rest of the folks who actually gone through the training who are currently working in the industry. And also one thing I would like to stress on is soft skills, right? So soft skills, soft skills, soft skills, soft skills. Like really make sure you actually work on refining your soft skills, right? So like with what I do, basically, I would say my day-to-day job is about 80% soft skills and 20% technical, right? So soft skills, knowing how to work with people, knowing how to deal with people, and knowing how to talk to people, right? So for a compliance officer, you're actually going to be the in between so like you're going to be like the liaison, right? The middleman or the middle guy or lady between the IT infrastructure and then the business side, right? So you always have to strike that balance. And how do you strike that balance, right? You strike that balance by actually working on your skills on how to deal with people, because you have to deal people you have to deal with people on the business side, and business side, they are all about the money, right? And then you have to deal with people on the IT side, the technical side, right? And the infrastructure, right? So those people are all about, protecting the company assets and ensuring that we do whatever it takes to make sure that we are actually protected. And we know what has been going on, right? We hear about all these breaches, and breaches just keep getting worse, right? So as a middleman, you have to work and strike that balance. And in order to strike that balance, you have to be able to bring those two areas together, right? So the business side and then the technical side. And the way you do that is knowing how to work with people. So that's why at Arithmetic, right, we always stress about the soft skills. And as I said, with what I do, it's 80% soft skills, 20% and 20% technical skills, right? The technical skills, you can learn those, right? Like the way you guys went through the internship, those are the technical skills that you're actually going to need once you get into the interview process. But like the soft skills, like nobody can teach you the soft skills, right? So that's something that you have to work on your own, and then make sure you refine those to meet at least the bare minimum standards to be able to function within a team. And so yes, so congrats again. Happy for you guys. And as I said, feel free to reach out if there is anything you think, we former students and still students and still part of the family can help you guys. So, and the goal is, to make sure that we all get to the place where we all land our first job, right? And then so that way at least we can help and push and raise the others who are coming behind us as well. So I think, yeah, that's all I have. And just feel free to reach out to me. And I can drop my number in the chat, right? If you guys need any advice, any help on building your resumes, helping you guys through the interviews, right? So that'll be my number one main concern. So making sure you guys have the resources to be able to succeed in landing your first job. So, and I will just add, the last thing I would say is like the jobs are out there. I just actually received a call from one of my friends in Connecticut. He just landed his job as a third party risk manager, right? And it's going to be fully remote. So the jobs are out there, right? So just make sure you do what it takes, put in the work. It's going to be a lot of work, and whenever you put in the work and you feel like, hey, I need help, feel free to reach out to any of us, and we are always willing to help you guys. So I think, yeah, that's what I have for you all. Congrats again, and I wish you guys all the best. And we are always a text or a phone call away. So thank you, Sheila, and thank you, everybody, and congrats to our graduates.
Thank you, Michael, for the wise words. Thank you. We will call on our next speaker, Mr. Kwame Oduro. He's also a cybersecurity professional at Globe, and he's a former student of Eretmis. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, everyone. As Sheila said, my name is Kwame Oduro, cybersecurity professional at Boston Globe. And then I also say congratulations to everyone for taking the time and bending the midnight candle to get to this level. It's not easy, but thanks be to God you made it this far. But the job is not over yet. That is my little piece of advice I want to give, that you are now going to face the hardest part. That is like, this is the time to put in more work. There are a bunch of people out there saying that, oh, we take the class and we don't get a job and all that. But if you come to Eretmis, this is the place that it's proven that a bunch of people have got most of the jobs once they took their time and then paid attention to what Dr. Do is teaching. And we are evidence. We are the testimony that once you learn and you put in the time and the effort, you get a job. This is the time that when you you put in applications, and then they call you first time, second time, they build your hose up, and if you, this is it. And then the nutshell, it comes back to they pick somebody else, you get frustrated, and you feel like, you know what, this is not going to work. But I'm here to tell you, like, it will happen many times, but there's always a time that your time will come. So my piece of advice is that don't give up. It's not going to be easy. There are thousands of people out there, millions of people out there. Everybody want to help into cybersecurity. Some of them have as work done and they want to get a job. But then you are lucky to land with Eretmis. All that you need is here. If I tell you what I do at Globe, I am one man, as it shows over here, the cybersecurity manager, one person managing every aspect of IT security in the company, to the point of even working on PCI too. But I started with no knowledge, but due to Dr. Edu's effort and his promise to me, now I am not scared. I can attend any meetings, speak to any topic, any ideas, any questions that they ask. So you are lucky to be here. Again, the job is not done. You are about to begin. You are lucky to get the knowledge. Now you have to prove yourself of what you did in class. All the learning, all the meetings, the agreement that you have with your peers, now you're on your own. But don't give up and make sure that it's not going to be easy. Still, it's not going to be easy. The job is there. But I still encourage you that don't give up. Dr. Adu always told us that you have to take this as your second job, right? You have to make sure at least in a day, you put in not less than like 20 applications. The easy ones, and sometimes you have to take time to tweak your resume to meet some of the jobs that you feel like you really want them. And we did all that, and now we are here as cybersecurity professionals. And I also want to tell everybody that the concept or the issue that I was having issue with when I was at your position was that, what do I even do when I get hired as a cybersecurity professional? If I go on the job, what are they going to require me to do? Are they going, even if they ask a question, what am I going to do? But as Michael said, it's not really a big deal of all the job being done by you. Dr. Edu say you cannot change the wheel. It's just that it's already made. You being bold, Dr. Edu has given you all the tools. All that you need to do is just pay attention to what he taught you. If there's an issue that you think you might have not heard of it, go back to your notes. You have everything given to you. Just take time and review your notes again. And then when you go on a job, everything's going to be easy. I have had this experience that at the point I was supposed to put up an incident response team. And I remember that Dr. Lu has taught us this thing, but I just, because of my own little mind in my head, I was frustrated, worried, like, oh, how am I even going to do this? So I went back to my notes and I saw, incident response plan and all that. I reviewed my notes, and the next day when I went to work, I was even like the hero, heading the whole team, just giving them what to do, what to expect, how to build out the team, what they have to do, how to even organize tabletop and all that. So you have gotten the tools, the fundamentals is given to you. Now it is your job to make it worth what the time that you wasted, or the time that the midnight candle that you bent to achieve it. And to be honest, the money is good. You have the pride, you have I work from home, and you're able to do whatever you want to do. But still, I would say that know how to engage people. Dr. Du put emphasis on soft skills. I would say the job is like 80% soft skills and maybe 15 to 20% technical. So how to engage people, you send emails to people for just update, patching, and they have seen it, but then they don't really want to stop what you're doing to just go and do your patching that you are required to do. You see somebody has on enroll for the multi-factor authentication, and then you put in a ticket, or you reach out to the person, hey, what is the reason that this user is no more enrolled in the multi-factor? Either the person is no more with the company, or sometimes they would tell like, oh, we were having we're trying to set up their profile and we have to take the person off that. But then you have to also go back and make sure that whatever they are doing is not what they have to do. They cannot just take people off something to make their job that easy. So it's just people, how to engage them, how to know how to control your temper, the communication skills, right? Sometimes people just want to look down on you for just asking them questions they think you shouldn't be asking. I have somebody at work that he has worked with the company for like almost like 20 years. And his pet peeve is that he doesn't see why we should reset our password in 90 days. He always say, if it's not broken, don't fix it. You know, and then your responsibility is to make sure passwords are reset. So if you engage such a person and he's been in the company for long, in the first place, he's going to give you this argument. He's not going to respond to your emails, but be professional enough to know how to. That's what Dr. Edu said. Your personal soft skills is what you're going to use. So you are lucky to be here, and then the tools will be given to you. The rest is you not giving up. The word is do not give up. It is possible. We have almost like every year, this platform or Dr. Eretmis is able to grant like 100 people getting cybersecurity jobs. So you could be one of them. So all my message to you today is that don't give up. And we are here as a team. My name is there on the platform. If you reach out to us, we will be able to help you in one way or the other. It's a family here. So welcome to the family, and thanks, Dr. Edu, and all of you guys for making it to this far. Congratulations and thank you. Sheila, you can take over.
Thank you so much, Kwame Odoro. Thank you so much for the wise words. Thank you. All right, and then we will take a message from our past interns. Okay, Teresa, if you are available, please go ahead.
Hi, everyone. This is Teresa here. Just like Sheila mentioned, I'm a past intern of Eretmis Academy. I just want to say congratulations to you all. And it's amazing to get here, and I can relate to all that you are feeling. You know, I currently work at Signify Health as a vulnerability risk program manager, and I am performing great at my role because of the training I received from this internship. You know, at my job, I can relate to every role. It's like there is somebody doing third-party risk assessment, which we did in the internship. There's somebody who is doing security risk manager, security awareness manager, and security awareness training, you know, manager. And all this I can relate to and really have meaningful discussion. So what I can tell you all is that don't doubt your skills. Eretmis Academy has given you everything you need to land your first cybersecurity job. You know, I have been here. I know that some of you are feeling anxious. The excitement is there, but you are not sure of what happens next. You know, I'm like, you are nervous. You know, am I going to get a job and all that kind of questions. You know, the true work now begins. You know, the easy part is being trained and going through. If you thought like going through the internship and then working with your teammates was difficult, now here comes your part of the job. So all I will say to encourage our graduates is that follow all the instructions Dr. Edu has given you. On the resume prep, don't relax, just follow whatever he gave you. It is the key for you to land a job. It doesn't come, he always says that he's not a mind reader. And so he has given us, you know, the tools, everything you need. Follow those instructions and create your own resume. And then you can use his appointment system to schedule an appointment with him to review your resume and your specific need so that you can tailor your resume to meet what you have, like your job skills. And then what I would say is that go ahead and create the job profiles. Those instructions he gave you, follow them, create a job profile, put there, you know, that beautiful picture of yours, professional. That way somebody can see you and see this person can be hired. So don't create any job profile that is not professional. You are looking to work in a professional place. So just try to do that. And all I can add is, apply, apply, apply. The job application process is a full-time commitment. During this period, procrastination is your worst enemy. I remember when I got my job, I was reaching out to the rest of my teammates, and some even have not started with their resumes. So the longer you wait, then you lose the zeal to even get a job, to even start the job application process. So all I can say is that just follow the tips Dr. Edu gave you and do not relax at all. Remember that you have received everything you need to get your first job. Don't doubt your skills. We have been trained very well, because in the job place, you meet people that you are even knowledgeable, more than knowledgeable in what they are even doing. So don't doubt the skills you have received from Eretmis Academy. And again, your attitude, your commitment, your perseverance, after all this training will land you that job. Don't relax. I remember when I got my job, there was this one teammate I had on our internship group, and I kept calling him every day. And he was like, because he knew that my call was coming through, so he couldn't relax. So again, let's support each other and let's all persevere so that you can land that job, because your attitude, your commitment after this training will land you the job. You will hear somebody say, well, I couldn't find a job. Ask them how they created their resume, how they applied, maybe 2 or 3 jobs, and they relax. This is a full-time job after the internship. And remember that Dr. Edu is readily available to provide all the support. Use that appointment system. It works. He doesn't care how many times you schedule that appointment with him. I have done that, and he was there. Even when he missed it, he will call you later to make sure he makes time for you. I remember one time Dr. Edu was busy. He called me later in the evening, spent about an hour with me, more than an hour, going over a job that I was going for an interview. So we have come to a good place, a right place, and use every resource that you have to land yourself a job. What I'm saying is that you all do not have any reason to say, I did not find a job. We have all the tools, the resources, and the support that we can use to get ourselves that new job. And I can't stress this enough. After the internship, 100% of the effort depends on you. Dr. Edu says he is not a mind reader. So if you need support in any aspect, just like my previous colleagues have said earlier, reach out, contacts are all over. Your teammates are there to support you. And just a little bit on the interview side, when I started my interview, I found myself saying we. The reason is that we were a team. What I can say is that move yourself away from saying we and say I. Wherever you find yourself doing an interview, say I did this, because regardless of you being a team, you participated. And that way they know that it was you who provided the knowledge to do every task that you are speaking about in the internship. And I know that my previous colleagues have already mentioned that about interpersonal skills. In as much as they want us to know about technical skills, remember that your interpersonal skills is very much needed. That is what landed me my job. They even told me that they have hired somebody for my job. I stayed back for 3 weeks, and this manager called me the very time they sent me the message that they have hired somebody, because I did not respond earlier when they reached out to me, so they had moved on. And this HR person told me that we are at a point of selecting somebody. But you know what? One thing I would say is that the HR, the first interview that you have with the HR, do not underestimate. I told her everything, more than she needed. So she couldn't hold back on my skills. And so that entry, just don't say this is HR interview, so I'm just going to say just a few and get to the right technical things. If you don't impress the HR, you're not going to get to the next level. And lo and behold, I got there, they told me they have selected somebody. But back to what I was saying, my interpersonal skills is what got me the job also. Because after they have decided, it was very difficult for them to even call me and tell me that they are not going to hire me. But this hiring manager called me and said, Teresa, we will get to you. We are creating a new. And as soon as, they created that new role, he just called me and said, you know what got you here? the way you spoke about your relationship with working with the team members. That is what got you here. So in the job space that we are going, people really do not want to do some stuff. But here you are a security risk manager. You have to be able to remediate vulnerabilities. And these engineers, some of them do not even want to see your face. How do you do? Those skills is what is going to get the job done. So it's not only about our technical skills, but as you go to these interviews, sell your personal skills in as much as you sell your technical skills. And that's all I wanted to add. Congratulations to you all. And thank you, Dr. Edu. I can't thank him enough. He's been awesome in this journey. And I know that he's going to be the same for you all. Congratulations. Sheila, back to you.
So much. Thank you for such wise words again. Everybody spoke really, really well. Thank you. Our next speaker is Divine from Boston.
Thank you, Sheila. Good morning, team. I'm Divine from Boston, a past and present trainee, and I will be talking to you from that perspective. So please allow me to begin by congratulating the graduates. Congratulations for your endurance, your perseverance, your commitment, and for a job well done. I have no doubt, as a product of Eretmis myself, that you have had the best edge-cutting training that the industry has to offer. But by way of encouragement today, I came just to ask you, to those graduating, one question. Now that you're graduating, what next? That's my question to you today. What next? In the course of your training, you have had to deal with several frameworks, NIST, CIS, ISO, and so on, GDPR, and what have you. My question to you is, what is your own framework for your career development? You know how frameworks work. They guide you to perform an exercise, but what is your own framework for your own career development? What plan do you have for your career development? And if I may, allow me to prescribe 3 things. And those 3 things, they're endorsed by the teachings, by the holistic teachings of the Eretmis Academy. The first medication I'm going to prescribe to you is going to be to understand the career progression route and go step by step for you to get to a GRC professional. What are the steps you must take? How should you go so that you minimize the risks of making errors or making professional errors or making errors which will make you stuck in your career ladder at some point? Cybersecurity is very iterative, meaning step 1 leads you to step 2. Step 1 and 2 takes you to step 3. Step 1 to 3 combined give you the grounds for step 4. So it's step by step. Allow me very quickly in 1 minute to share my personal experience. A couple of years back, I worked as, I'm an accountant by training, and I specialized in oil and gas. I did a training in oil and gas. And then when I got here to the United States, I worked as a business analyst supporting developers. But there, I came to discover that, number 1, I had knowledge gaps, and number 2, that particular discipline was just stagnant. There's no ladder. You're a business analyst and that's it. There's no other level you get above that. So I reach out to Dr. Edu, and after listening to him several times, being on several Friday calls, listening to, I picked up an interest in the PCI industry because I knew my finance background and my IT background will help me to make a blend. And I told Dr. Edu I would like to get registered for the PCI program. And surprisingly, Dr. Edu turned me down. That I was shocked. I've never been so shocked. Generally, all other trainers, they will tell you, oh, come in, register, and then Dr. Du turned me down, and he told me, go start from the beginning. So I took upon myself, I challenged myself, and I told myself, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it on my own. So I took a couple of months, and I got the Security Plus training, and I got the certification. The moment I got the certification, I called him. One beautiful afternoon, and I told him, Doctor, you don't know me. I'm Divine from Boston, and I've just called you to tell you thank you. And Dr. Du is on this call. I remain grateful, and I remain deeply endeared to you for sending me away. So it gave me the necessary base that I needed to begin my journey in cybersecurity. I told myself, I'm not there yet. That leads me to the next prescription that I have for you. The second thing you must do is to go higher. Once you have understood your career path, that I must do this, I'm going to do this to get to this level, you have to go higher. You must get to the peak of whatever specialization that you choose. In cybersecurity, there are several specializations. GRC is just a branch of cybersecurity, and even inside GRC, there are several other specializations like PCI, and so on, several of them. Do not think that you have gotten there yet. This is just the starting point. You should be able to ask yourself also, what do I want to do after this? After being a GRC analyst, what's the next step? What do I want to do after? And know the path that you must take to follow that. Gracefully, Eretmis Academy is one of those very rare institutions or academies here in the United States and the world at large, where you will find a host of all of those trainings, and you can have actually somebody, a human, not an AI bot, to talk to, who can guide you through the process. So number one, understand the career route and take it step by step. Number two, make it a point of duty of getting to the peak of your career or whichever discipline you decide to embrace inside cybersecurity. The third prescription is self-discipline. And self-discipline will be the catalyst to all of the steps you're taking or all of the measures you're taking. To be self-disciplined means to set yourself goals and to do whatever it takes to achieve those goals. Today you are graduating. You want to apply for a job. What must I do to apply for the job? What are the steps that I must take? Do I have to go build my resume? Do I have to get on a one-on-one? Do I have to start applying and so on? Those are the steps you must take, and there should be no excuse. Today you are graduating. If you don't want to apply for a job, do you want to go higher, like we just discussed? You want to get into a specialization training. What are the things that I must do to get into a specialization training? Do I need to get registered? Do I need to start getting background knowledge? Do I have to start taking a free course and understanding what maybe if it is PCI you want to embrace is all about? Those are the steps you must take, and you have to take them without excuse. So that's my own personal definition of self-discipline. Several months ago, after I got my Security Plus, I won a scholarship with Eretmis to do the GRC training plus internship. So imagine me, I have my Security Plus already, and I'm going to the training with my Security Plus. Then I take the full training, and then I take the internship. I'm all set. So I told myself, I'm not there yet. I want to get higher and higher. Higher for me is to get to that specialization which pays the highest. And there's a small niche in cybersecurity called the PCI. Gracefully, that's the specialization of Eretmis Academy. So I told her to do, we're going to the next level. So that's how I left from past trainee to become a present trainee. And just last week, we finished the first level of the specialization. And I told myself, I'm still not there yet. I have to go even to the expert level. So as a key takeaway, in summary, congratulations again to all of you graduates. A job well done. What next? Number one, understand where you want to go, understand the career progression route, and what are the steps you must take to get there. Number two, go higher. Get to the peak of your profession. Get to the peak of your specialization. Number three, self-discipline is the catalyst for everything you need to do now whilst you are in training, later while you'll be looking for a job, and even subsequently while you'll be working. Finally, the sky is your limit. Thank you very much.
Very wise words, Divine from Boston. Very wise words. Thank you so much. Yes, that all of that he has said, very wise. Thank you. All right, so this is a copy of the certificate that you will receive as you have completed. This is just what you will receive to show that you actually completed the program. All right. So we are going to be calling on the Diaspora Care team. Okay, so the group of Diaspora Care, I will be calling on the team lead, the group lead, and then you will introduce your team members. So the team, I will invite Rosemary. If you're available, Rosemary, please go ahead and introduce your team members, your team leads, and so forth, please.
Yes, hi. Good morning, everyone. My name is Rosemary Amato. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
I can hear you.
My name is Rosemary Amato. I'm sorry, I wasn't aware that I was going to be calling out the names. Are you going to go through the slides so I can call out the names or?
Yes, we will do that.
Okay, all right, I appreciate that. And do you need me to read the comments?
You don't have to read all of them, but if you want.
Okay. All right, so I'll go through mine. Again, I'm sorry. My name is Rosemary Amato. I came across Dr. Edu and Eretmis Academy when I was researching YouTube for information on cybersecurity. The Eretmis internship curriculum looked very different from the usual training and boot camps that I had come across. The hands-on training and working on real-life projects certainly caught my attention, so I quickly booked an appointment to speak with Dr. Edu. That was the best decision I think I've made so far in my cybersecurity journey. The internship is definitely the best program out there, and it is indeed the missing piece in most cybersecurity training. Taking courses and having certifications means nothing if you do not have any real life hands-on experience. The program offers everything a new cybersecurity professional needs to get their foot in the door. So thank you, Dr. Edu and Eretmis Academy for such a valuable experience. I'll go on to our next, my assistant group lead, Kurt Hillstock. I don't know if Kurt, you want to share a quick comment on the role you played and your experience?
Yeah, hello. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Kurt.
Okay, great. Yeah, I want to echo what Rosie said. I looked at several programs. I was actually in a program previous to this, but after speaking to Dr. Addu and the advice that he gave and the actual care that I felt he had for each of his team members and the people that joined his organization, I decided to go with Eretmis, and it was an amazing experience, a vast wealth of knowledge. He was always available to take your questions. I thoroughly enjoyed having hands-on experience, especially working on all the projects with my team. It definitely wasn't easy, but it was a remarkable experience. And I definitely have the confidence now to go into the interviews and actually know what I'm talking about. And especially with the projects that we worked on, I can talk about the frameworks we did, the NIST, the CIS, and I'm very appreciative to be a part of this organization and this family.
Thank you, Kurt. So our next team member is Team Lead Prince Boateng. If you want to give a quick introduction, please.
Thank you, Rosie, but I'm not sure that I was the team lead. Actually, I think I designated that responsibility to you because of my, busy schedule. Well, I'm grateful to be part of this team. I actually took a boot camp in cybersecurity somewhere else, and I just needed that kind of a practical experience. I wanted to tie everything together, so that's where I found Dr. Edu, and I joined the PCI class as well, and I also wanted to join the GRC class because I figured out that my background in compliance and risk, GRC would be an area where I can leverage my experience in. So that's why I decided to sign up for the GRC internship. It was very challenging. You have to figure things out and work with your team to come up with your work. It's not like everything is going to be handed down to you. You actually have to work hard and collaborate with your team members to be able to get the results done. So I appreciate being part of this team. The team was very cooperative. We were able to work together to come up with our project, and I'm grateful to be part of the team.
Thank you, Prince. We also have Carl Romeo Dugby. I'm not sure if he's on the call. The next person, Lord Alote Babington. He was the system team B leader. Go ahead, Lord.
Thank you, Rosie. Hello, everyone. So, I'm sorry, I'm in town, so I can't be on the video call. Yes, so thanks everyone for the support and everything you did during the internship. I was actually looking around, and then I came across Cyber Chat. So for I think 4 Fridays I went on, and then on the 26th of December, I logged on maybe 45 minutes earlier than usual, and the Dr. Edu came and said, "Oh, I'm going to give 5 scholarships," and I was one of them. So that's how I happened to land on the internship. It's been a great experience. It's taught me a lot. I don't know, Dr. Edu, thank you very much. We are still going to continue to learn. We will go higher, like David said, and I'm glad we are graduating today. This is a new beginning for us. We are going to continue learning. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lord. So we have Walter Banini. Please go ahead, Walter.
Hi, everyone. My name is Walter Banini. Dr. Edu, thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity. I would say maybe about 2 years ago, I came across one of your videos on YouTube, but I wasn't so sure. I thought it was a scam, to be honest with you. But I think a couple of weeks after, I was talking to somebody about it, and the person actually confirmed that there is such thing in New York. This, Army captain is, really good at what he does. Prior to that, I had taken a class with someone for about a month somewhere in Virginia. It was online, and it didn't really go very well. So I was still looking around, to see if I could find a good, pretty much like an internship to get involved in. I had already taken the certification, the Security Plus certification, so I had the certification, but I didn't have a working knowledge of the whole process, what we went through. So eventually, somebody gave me your number, actually they sent me your website, and I went onto the website and checked and said, oh, there's something great going on in New York. Let me try it out. That's when I gave you a call, and the rest is history. But basically, I mean, you have been really a top-notch a leader. You put us in groups, and I would say that the camaraderie that took place within the group, sometimes the arguments were very intense, but I realized that within those arguments that we had, there was some level of grace, so just working together with, from different backgrounds, it worked out so perfectly. And I'm so grateful that you put me in this group, to be honest with you. The leaders, and it's not because they are on the screen looking at me, but then Rosie and Kurt, I'm gonna say this, okay? You are really good leaders, and you should keep it up. You led us really, really well. You were never upset with some of our comments. You never gave up on us. You kept pushing. Every week we met, sometimes for 3 hours, we were sitting on the line, just deliberating and trying to come up with something. But I'm so grateful to be part of this team. And I know that we're going places. We talk to each other very often. We test each other. I suspect that in the near future, basically all of us are going to land a good job. Thank you.
Thank you, Walter. We now have Benjamin Egu.
Thank you, Rosie. Good morning, everyone. I just want to use this opportunity to thank my team member and the whole training that I went through. It was an awesome experience. Knowing the fact my experience before coming into this program, I called Dr. Edu one Saturday morning after making an appointment, and he told me exactly what I needed to know. That basically I need a hands-on training, which I got all the experience that I needed with the support of my great team. To be honest, the first person that addressed this made a very good point by saying that all we need is a soft skill, which starts from us. And the job getting into it is to have a great team, how to communicate with people, how to reason with them is 80% of it. And I can attest to that. Starting from each and every one of my team members, they came through all our meetings, how we planned it. For once, we never fall out. But though it was hard, the first meeting, getting each other together, catching up on Slack, catching up on each and every one of us, our time, because we are basically on different time zones. But after the first meeting, the second meeting, we kind of see it flying. And up to date, we had each and every one of us contribute, starting from Rosie, Suzanne, Scott, Prince, Tunde, and to mention more. So I just want to use this opportunity, and I hope that we will continue to work as a team. And then the essence of having this internship is not just to have the certificate in our drawer, but it's to have it and come back by this time, couple of months or in a year time, to give our own testimonies as well as one of the graduates from this interns. Thank you, Dr. Edu.
Thank you, Ben. Next is Tunde Malomo. Please go ahead, Tunde.
Hello. I'll make this very brief, hoping I'll have the opportunity to talk again later when everybody's done with their introduction. The first thing is that I can't remember exactly how I met Dr. Addi and how I saw his video, but I just saw this person as always wearing a suit and tie every time. So because of that, I decided to on my suit today to look a little bit like Dr. Addi. What I discovered is that this man is around for the long game, right? He gives you the opportunity to ask questions, even very, very stupid questions. I've seen a lot of stupid questions, and I don't know how patient someone can be to withstand a stupid question. I'm a very nice person, but I'm not that nice. If you are telling me anything stupid, I just move on. So thank you very much. Hopefully I'll have the opportunity to come back later to thank you. To my teammates, I would say thank you for making me learn. Obviously, we went through a lot of stages, the numbing, forming, storming. I remember a very heated discussion. Even during, like it was midway through. And I think that discussion was the turning point. Everybody was trying to gang up against Lord with the E, and Lord stood his ground. And we all learned a lot as a team. So the team, I believe, over the next several years that we're going to be together. And to round this up, right, hopefully I'll come back and talk a lot more because I obviously have a lot to say, is that Divine from Boston said a few things, right? The first thing is that about the brand. Everybody knows that Divine is unique, right? Because it puts from Boston, right? In this career search, we have to brand ourselves and we have to differentiate ourselves, right? I'm happy that my team, that we're going to hold each other accountable because we started doing that in our channel. But nothing will be possible without this Eretmis Academy and bringing us together. So thank you to my team. Thank you to not only Dr. Addi, because it's not only Dr. Addi that is doing it. He has a whole lot of other students like Sheila, Michael, and all those people, right? He is actually empowering people. My father used to say that don't give fish to someone, teach someone how to fish. And in this thing, a lot of other cybersecurity programs, I'm not sure they are really teaching people how to fish for the long run, right? So Dr. Addi is trying to bring us together. I don't know any cybersecurity training that will want to give you money for training and you will reject it and say, no, go do this first, right? That's how we know that this is the long game. So hopefully I'll come to talk about a few things in the future or after this class. But thank you to my teammates. Thank you to the Eretmis family. And I'm happy to be graduating today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tunde. So next I have Susanna Addison. Please go ahead, Susanna.
Hi, everybody, and congratulations to everybody. I chanced upon this program. It was just by chance. My friend's husband was having a conversation about it because she's on here, Abena, and we were just all talking, and she was trying to get into a cybersecurity program because she already learned it from somewhere, but I think she needed a little bit of polishing. So he gave us this info, and I've been asking about other people about it. There's no structure. They can't really tell me where to go, what to do. They don't even know what they are doing. They don't have a specific name. They don't know if they are managing risk, assessing risk. They just give a vague explanation. So my friend's husband gave me Dr. Addi's information and said, just check him out. So I did. I joined the Cyber Chat one time, but I still wasn't sure because, it's a lot of scamming going on out there. So I Googled it, I did my research, and I found Captain AJ. I went to school with him. So I called my sister. I took a picture of him, called my sister, and sent her the picture and said, is it him? Like, for real? And she said, yes, that's him. I said, well, his name, I don't know. So I sent Dr. Edu a message and asked for his number, and I called him. When I spoke to him, I didn't even have to think. I just joined the program. I joined it. I didn't have any question. I didn't want to know anything. So it's been an interesting journey. I struggled with it because my work schedule is a little rough, but my course mates pulled me through. And I'm glad to be here, to be a graduate. And thank you to Dr. Edu. He has the utmost patience. His program is rigorous. He's a military man, and he has proven it. The program is gruesome, but once you're able to make it to the end, you really do see. And I have friends that are in cybersecurity. When they talk, I can contribute and probably even say more, and they'll be surprised. Yeah. So thank you to Dr. Edu. Thank you to the team. Thank you to my classmates, for lack of a better word. And I really appreciate where I am. And hopefully I land a cybersecurity job soon. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Thank you.
Thank you, Susanna. So our last person is Emmanuel Osaipoku. I'm not sure if he's on the call. I know he was on travel yesterday. So he is the last person. Sheila, I would hand it back to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you all for kind words. All right. And we will go to the next section, and which is award. And these are the people that we are trying to award. Our most helpful interns is being awarded to Rosemary, Kurt, Lo, and then Tunde. For most active interns is also being awarded to Rosemary, Kurt, Benjamin, Lode, Tunde, and Susanna. And for our most technical knowledge intern went to Lode and Kurt. And the most valuable intern, Rosemary, Kurt, and Walter. And the most resourceful intern went to Rosemary, Kurt, and Lo. This is for Team Diaspora K. Okay, so we'll move on to Team ADDI, or the group ADDI. And we will call on the group lead, my own friend, Alan. Please go ahead and introduce yourself and your team members.
Yes, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Sheila. Good morning, Eretmis Cyber Academy, everybody. Thank you for having us this morning, this day of graduation. We are really excited about this momentous peak in this cybersecurity journey. We gained so much wisdom and knowledge from Dr. Du and his team, as well as encouraging words from our speakers on today. So you really all touched our hearts and definitely pricked us and challenged us to continue forward collectively together as a group. You know, this is just the start of our beginning. I'll say this, the internship was highly informative and provided us with necessary employable cybersecurity skills we can put to our immediate use in our current jobs or the dream cybersecurity jobs we are actively applying for. Special thanks to Eretmis Academy, Dr. Emmanuel Du, Captain Nana AJ, our internship mentors, Aldrin Basara and Frank Osei, and every team member of Group ADDI. For me, it was, as a group leader, it was my absolute pleasure, my absolute honor to serve as your leader. And again, this is just the beginning of our cybersecurity journey together. Congratulations to all of our members. As we introduce, moving on to our assistant group leader, Rachel. Rachel has some great words as well about our internship. Rachel Ndada Tisado. Now, I may be pronouncing that wrong, so please correct me if I'm wrong. But Rachel also had some great words about our internship as we're going to that next slide. The internship has been a great experience in terms of how to tolerate each member in our team, how to listen to other people's opinions, learn from others, and come together with a solution. Thank you to Dr. Du and his team members. Thank you, Rachel, for being an awesome assistant group leader. You definitely helped me navigate this journey from January to this moment. Thank you so much for helping me along the way. Our next slide there with Team A. We began with Team A. Team A leader was Mr. Lawrence Bedu. Lawrence said that the internship was educative and gave us practical insight into cybersecurity. He was an awesome team leader. Team A assistant team leader, Mr. Felix Tantenga. He gave us some awesome words. I like to take the time to read that. If Felix is available, if not, then I can read them for our team members because they definitely were heartfelt words.
We were hoping that you will go through and introduce them, and then when we are done, we will give all of them the chance to speak.
Got you. So here we have our assistant team leader, Team A leader. That is Felix Tantenga. And then the other Team A members are myself, as well as Christiana Cote, as well as Francis Kofi Kandua. And then finally we have Rachel Insada Tsaro. It was the 6 of us on Team A. And then next up is Team B. Team B consisted of with our group leader, Nana Echimpong.
I'm here.
Okay, she's here. And she'll be speaking just a little bit later. We also have...
Alan, sorry, can I say something?
Yes.
I don't know, I can see my video. I'm in my son's final game. I hope they win because I missed it. And I'm wearing a suit at the park. So everybody looking at me like I'm crazy. And the sweater is 95 degrees in Florida. So I just want, in case I get called back, they had a little break. Alan, Dr. Edu, thank you. I don't know how my husband found you because I've been doing cybersecurity for a year. I haven't found any job. And one day he called me, hey, I find somebody who can help you. So I joined the same day. And thank you for everything. Although I did, and I thought if you did the course on Harvard, you get more information. No, I just got a classroom work. I didn't know what to do if they call me on a job tomorrow. So thank God they didn't hire me because they were going to fire me right back. So with this course, now I know how to use certain tools. And I was texting you, can I come to your house and show me how you do it? You didn't respond. Thank you. You did. Thank God you didn't do that. So I was able to challenge myself with my teammates. Alan, I just want to thank you for your mannerism. You were so patient. No matter how much we push you, we trust me, you're always there. You don't lose your cool. And I hope you can teach my husband a few things or two. You are a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful human being. And I hope and I pray that you find one soon. And I made a few friends. Francis, and you challenged me. I'm from a family that men don't say much, but thank God for you. You call me all the hours, challenge me. Sometimes even get to politics, and off cybersecurity, it goes to politics. But thank you for challenging. Christina, thank you. Faison, all my friends, all my teammates, I'm here. I wish you can see me in a suit in this 98 degree. I'm going to try. But I'm just going to run back. But I'm here with you all, and congratulations. And thank you to everybody. Thank you to all my friends. Thank you, my teammates, for pushing me this hard. Thank you. So Alan, go. I'll come back.
Thank you, Nana Adri.
Thank you.
Second up, we have our assistant team B leader was Sabrina Akpenko Husuvli. Again, correct me if I said it wrong.
Good.
Then we had up for the remaining of our Team B members was Faisal M. Isa. We had also Mr. Michael Ajimpong. And then we also had Mr. Nana Kwiku Brempong. And then finally we had on Team B, Stephen Kinka. That was Team A and Team B, Group ADDI.
Thank you, Alan. And we will also recognize your group, and then we will allow them to talk. So for Team ADDI, these are the people that we recognized and we are awarding. For most helpful intern, Alan, Felix, and Nana Echimpong. For most active interns, it goes to Francis, Sabrina. And for most technical knowledge intern, it goes to Christina, Faisal, Michael, and Stephen. Most valuable intern goes to Alan, Faisal, Nana Brimpong, and then Rachel. And then for our most resourceful intern goes to Christina, Lawrence, and then Rachel. Okay, so we'll take a message from your team. I believe they didn't get the chance to speak yet. So anybody that wants to speak is welcome, please. You raise your hand and then we'll call you. That way we can coordinate well.
I do know that we had Christiana ready to speak as well as Faisal, but they're ready to move forward. And Sabrina.
Okay, this Christiana, and I would like to say congratulations to all of us. First and foremost, Christiana, I'm from Boston. And then it all happened, it started in 2022. That was in December. I was in an Uber, I think it was after Christmas. And I was from let's say from Marlborough to Boston. And then there was this Uber driver who we're talking, going up and down. And then he was like, oh, don't you, I was like, okay. He's like, why don't you try cybersecurity? I said, I don't know who to go to. And then he was like, oh, try this man. There's this man on YouTube. And then he gave me the YouTube. I was like, what does he do? He said, oh, you can try PCI. He's good. He does Eretmis Academy. I was like, okay, I'm running late, but I'll see. And so I just took I didn't take his number. I only took Eretmis on YouTube. So I went through some later on, that's in 2023, getting to the ending. That was in September, October. Then I called Dr. Edu, and then we spoke. And then I was like, okay, I'll do it because I already have a bachelor's degree in IT. And then we started. I was okay, I'll join the January cohort. Joined. It was good. The best takeaway was the teamwork, like the team. We'll be there, talk. Alan did well. Alan did well as a leader. He always very informative, sharing, always trying to put us together, whether by Zoom call, whether by WhatsApp. He was always there, always bombarding us with messages and everything. And then we get on, we speak a lot. He's always quiet, doesn't really say much, but he's always open to everybody's opinion. Then when we get to Francis, we all talk. Francis always has something to say. So each time Francis is not online, we can tell Francis is not online. Michael, when he's available, he does talk. Felix, they talk. So we're all Sabrina, Rachel, Sabrina, and then Mike and Sabrina, and then Francis always have something going on. Like we always try our best to, at least if there was nothing to take away from this, is I think is that is the teamwork and then the family we built together. It's like a family. We didn't work in teams. We worked together. So it's always the 12 of us doing our best. That's one thing I think it really helped. We didn't really try to divide ourselves. We always tried to work, and then everyone's effort was appreciated. Very good. Another day, sometimes some days were stressful for us, very stressful. We came back to Dr. Edu to say we couldn't do it. We have to put it to the next week and everything. But another day we pulled through, we saw each one's strength and then each one's weaknesses. It's fun. It was fun, especially with us in the group. We always had something to say, or we always had complaints and whatever. But another day we pulled through, from Rachel, Sabrina, Nana Brefi, Stephen, Faisal. We even call each other later individually, just because at least we've all made friends and family. And then our main motive now is to be able to do more, find jobs, and then help each other. So for us, we would say it was a great one. For me, my takeaway is the family I gained after this. That's the family and then also the last I would like to say is also, if it's like I tried like the initiative. So now it's like I know I have a step, I have a foundation or a baseline to continue doing more, and which I'll say thank you to Dr. Edu and then for the Eretmis and also to the whole group. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Christina. Thank you for the great words. I think Sabrina, your hand is up. If you're ready, please go ahead.
Yes, hi everyone. This is Sabrina. I will like to thanks Dr. Du first for this great opportunity. I met Dr. Edu through my old friend Eliko. We went to school together in Georgia, and since 2016, and since that time we kept, the friendship. So I met Dr. Edu through my friend, and she's the one who introduced me to Eretmis. And because I'm still in school doing cybersecurity, so I need a hands-on. And she's like, oh, this is the place you need to be. So I would like to thank everyone I met during the internship, especially Mr. Allen, who was so patient with us. Even if you call him in the middle of the night, he will pick up the phone. I remember the beginning, I didn't know what I was doing. Our first project, I would call Alan or text him. I'm like, oh, Alan, I don't, even if in the middle of the night, he will pick up the phone. He was so patient with us. And I would like to thank my new friend. I met a lot of people in the group, Christiana, Rachel, Faisal, everybody, they were all awesome. It was good. I learned a lot from this internship because like I said, I'm still in school, all over the place. I don't even know what I was doing, but this internship here is the place I'm supposed to be. So I would like to thank Eretmis and thank everyone. It was very, 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 very informative. This internship was good. That was what I need to move to get to the next level. So I would like to thank Dr. Edu again. Thank you so much. And this is success does not always come easy. So it was not easy for us, but we made it. So thanks everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sabrina. Thank you. Faiza, please go ahead and speak when you're ready.
Hey everyone, good morning or good afternoon, whichever one it is. My name is Faisal. Yeah, I came across Eretmis Academy after I concluded my IT certifications, and my wife was saying, okay, now that you're done with this, what next? I was like, yeah, I'm done with this, but I don't feel ready to go ahead with looking for a job because I do not have that hands-on experience. All I did is some sort of theoretical work. So I started doing my research and I came across cybersecurity boot camp in North Carolina State University, and they kept talking about people who are coming to teach or getting curriculums from Israel here and there. Like, it doesn't sound right. It's still the same theoretical stuff, no practical. And then I came across quite a lot of different folks, but the whole stuff wasn't so good to me. And I also looked at my computer careers as well. Then I came across Dr. Emmanuel Edu on YouTube while I was doing my research. I was like, oh, yeah, he's a United States Army captain. I think there is some integrity to this, and let me look into that. So I gave him a call, and then I told him that, okay, this is my situation. And he was like, okay, go through the website, do the free courses, and then see if it was a fit for you. And eventually, I became a religious attender of the Friday call. I never missed a Friday call. It was like I have a duty, extra duty to make sure I attend the Friday calls. Yeah, I attended hoping to win a scholarship or the stuff, but unfortunately, I wasn't lucky to win one of those scholarships. So when he did mention his birthday / from other holidays and then brought down the fee, in all honesty, I didn't have the money to do that, but I was so determined I had to use a firm, not minding their interest. And then I was able to go in there. And we started. It was a very rigorous process. It was not easy. Yeah, and Mr. Allen was very patient, like you had other members of the team saying. Yeah, at first, I was like, I do not understand what I'm doing. It's like, what was actually the essence of the certification I took when I could not understand what I was doing. So that actually challenged me to go back into my books and look at other stuff. And it was very, very resourceful. We did have a lot of challenges that we were able to navigate and get solutions to. Yeah, it was a whole big family. Here we have a Sabrina, we have a Christiana, we have Francis. Yeah, Francis, the most interesting dude, man. I will never forget Francis. Yeah, I would never forget Francis. And I actually appreciated the effort of everyone in trying to pull ourselves together and understand what we're doing, suggestions and the help from everyone. It was very rigorous and very um, informative. So I want to say thank you to Captain Emmanuel Edu. And I want to say thank you to Mr. Michael, Mr. AJ, and I also had the opportunity of talking to Mr. Michael. I think the Michael, the one who just finished his PCI certification. Yeah, to ask some questions about some stuff that I wasn't clear about, and he was very helpful. And I hope we keep on going. What I actually appreciate the more is the fact that we have a family, a platform where you could go and ask questions and get help. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Thank you so much, Faisal. Thank you for great words. Rachel, if you are available, please go ahead and speak. Thank you.
Hi, good morning. My name is Rachel. I'm so grateful to be in this great family. My whole story started by a friend of mine came to my house that day, and I was discussing with her that I want to take a course in Haiti, precisely cybersecurity, and she talked to me about Dr. Edu that I can check the Friday Cyber Chat, maybe I attended like 2 times. I was so happy with what I saw that day. And I'm like, okay, let me reach out to him. I told him my background. And from there, I explained this to my husband. And he like, okay, it seems to be a genuine one because things online is just a little bit scary to just dabble into. And paying that kind of amount is like, oh, you have to know what you are putting your head into. Is it real? So by the time I spoke with him, I discovered that, oh, this is it's genuine. And I'm glad I did. So I didn't have IT background, but even without that IT background, he advised me to start with the entry-level course, which I'm glad I did. I started with the lower level, which is the first, taking that course, I realized that, oh, I'm really enjoying what I'm learning here. Even in my house, I will be using the cybersecurity time. And my kids are like, oh, Mommy, where did you get this word? I say, I'm learning a new thing. So I'm glad I did. Thank God that the Lord helped us with a lot of teaching during this program. Thank you, Dr. Edu and your team. Thank you, ADD High family. We are family. Sabrina, you forgot to mention Francis, your friend, in your appreciation. It was so interesting. Francis is one of our funny person in the class that's always keep us active during our conversation. Every member of the team really did amazing. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful that today we are all graduating. And I pray that we'll all land on this great job that we are looking forward for. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you. I believe that is all the hands that we had. Okay, I checked. And that is all. So, okay. We'll move on if no one else has anything to say. Okay. Right. So we will take a message from Eretmis Academy.
All right, Sheila. Thanks for.
So it was you I was introducing, and I didn't get a clue. That wasn't good. Please go back. I need to introduce you again. Go back. I'll call you back.
All right,
Yes.
all right, Sheila. So I think Kwame has his hand up, so you can have Kwame have the floor, and then I will jump in.
Okay.
So my name is Kwame Oduro. I just wanted to give you a tip, one or two. This is what I call the wake-up call. This is my own wake-up call with Dr. Addi. At the point that we took the class, and for me to listen to what Dr. Addi was teaching, I still had a second thought in my own mind, thinking I can speak to this in no matter what the interview is. I should be able to, once I hear this, I should be able to speak to myself and get a job. So I kept on doing this. Anytime I reach out to Dr. Addi, he would look at me like, hey, pay attention to what I'm teaching, go and sit down and then review the material, and then let's talk. But I was being stubborn, and I kept on, like, my wife would tell me, he said this, go do that. But Dr. Addi, you are here, but I have to tell you this. I was just being the most stubborn student ever. But the wake-up call came one time. Then I woke up one morning and I said, you know what, Dr. Addi has been saying this. So my pet peeve was that go back to my resume, right? And from the start of my address, my name, to the last school that I attended, I should be able to speak to every word, understand every niche. So what I want to tell you guys here is that when you build your resume, right, before you plan to go for any interview, anything, the resume that you have, you should be able to understand it. You are not going to say, oh, maybe at this job I did maybe whatever example you have in there. Then when they ask you, so what did you do? You say you were working over here and you were maybe the team lead. What did you do? You should be freely be flowing. So the trick was you write your own answer to those resume things that you did, stand in the mirror, right, and speak to yourself. My name is Sheila. This is what I do. At this job, I was a supervisor. I was the IT person doing ABCD. You should be able to flow. So that was the thing that I was not doing. So I took the time, did that, and the next time I met Dr. Addi, Dr. Addi asked my wife, hey, why have you been feeding this guy flowing fluently like this? And then through that month, I got a job. So I would advise everybody over here, you have to know what you have. Even in cybersecurity, as a cybersecurity professional, if you're working for a company, you should know what the company has. If they what software, what endpoint, what servers they have. If you don't know what you have, Dr. Addi, if you don't know what you have, how do you protect it? So if you don't know what is on your resume, how do you speak to something that you don't even understand, but you are presented to somebody, a hiring manager, to say that, okay, this is what I have done in the past 5 years, A, B, C, D, and they ask you, okay, so what did you say? What was the experience? Tell me about what you did in company B, and you be like, I think we did. You don't think it's something you're saying you have done it. So I'm encouraging everybody over here, do this. I'm telling you, this will get you a job as ASAP. Know what you have, practice it, be fluent to it. If you don't ask, the team is over here. Ask questions. Hey, I remember my first question was, what is your 9 to 5? Simple question. Dr. Addi told me what to say, but I was just the stubborn, what do you mean 95? I'll just speak to myself and I'll go and then they will slap me in my face. So until I sat down, wrote my own questions and my own answers, and then I was able to flow, then my interviews were like, if it turns into communication, like just conversation between the two. So my number one pet peeve is make sure whatever you have on your resume, you have taken the time, review everything, and then you have written your answers. Just read it. You can even record it and still be playing in your car. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. So we'll call on the man of the hour, Dr. Emmanuel Addi. He is the cybersecurity god, as I've always said. This man is building a cybersecurity army. He is a resource person for the community. The great things that he has done and the great things that he's doing, we don't need to say much because you have heard a lot. All the people that came to speak were people that he has taught. We have all gone through his hands, and he didn't invite anybody from anywhere. Nobody is being paid. None of us are being paid to come and tell you this. We are here from our own heart because of the training that he has given us and because of what we have gained from him. And so we will invite him to give us a few words. It sounds better. All right, Dr. Addi, please go ahead.
All right, Sheila. I appreciate you, and congratulations to everyone. You did awesome. It's not been easy going through this whole program and late nights and all the fights, arguments, but you're able to pull through, right? And I have a confession to make. So this whole program, you come into it, you are kind of tricked into it. You are thinking you are coming to learn cybersecurity and all that, but then you find yourself fighting with Francis and arguing with Christiana, and you're like, what am I getting myself into? And guidance, people come in thinking they're going to be, okay, there's A plus B is C. Well, you are not going to get that. You're probably going to give you A plus nothing. The answer is nothing. Now you have to figure out and go back into the books, right? And some people get frustrated. I mean, how exactly is it supposed to look like? Why are we? Well, the trick to this, so that is the conversion. You are coming into this to build up your soft skills, right? Technical skills, we can teach you, in a month, in 2 weeks, in a day. These soft skills that you build over the period of what you are doing, right? And then also we are putting you in a certain frame of mind. Most often, you tell people, hey, this is not, cybersecurity is not like a cookie cutter. It's not A or B. There is always going to be a gray area. As a security professional, what you have to be able to do is to have that confidence and know that the decisions you are taking are right and you are confident in your decisions. That is why some of these projects, we just show you the path and then that's it. You're on your own, figure it out. You come back. We don't give you exact. Some people will be, okay, give us a template. Let's see exactly how it's supposed to look like. Now, Kwame is where I'm just going to use people on here. Kwame in his company, he's the only cybersecurity person there. Kwame is not always going to reach back to Dr. Addi and ask, I'm doing this, does it look right? I'm doing that, does it look right? I'm doing this, does it look right? But if you've been put in that mindset, we allow you to do your own thing and then we tell, okay, you are right, or you should polish this side up. You are right, you should polish that side up, right? Now you gain that confidence and you know that, okay, how I'm thinking in security, I'm thinking right. So if you find yourself being the only cybersecurity person, the only cybersecurity manager, and there are a lot of students who find themselves in that spot, you are going to be it. There is nobody for you to, bounce your ideas off. So you should be able to be confident in your own ideas and concepts and arguments that you are coming up for, reason why we should do A or B or C in cybersecurity. And that is all part of the soft skills that we put you through to be able to polish up and build, right? And then also for the teams, it's always amazing to see how the teams grow over the period of the program, right? They get together and like I always preach and, force on everybody, the team formation stages. If you are unaware of the team formation stages, is a big shock. You get in, you start from the formation, you go to the storming stage where there's a lot of arguments and a lot of why not this, and then you go into the norming, and then you gradually move into the performing stage. That is where you gradually finish off the program, right? So after all the arguments and the big fights, you all come together as a big family, right? And this, if you've never worked in a team, and especially in a virtual team, working in a virtual team is more difficult than working in person, right? So the main goal of this program is not even just for the technical side, but to build you on that side as well. And then also, most importantly, we are going to have a family, a cybersecurity family for life, right? A cybersecurity family for life. Now you're going to get a job. Alan has a job. Christiana has a job. You're going to bounce ideas off you. You know, you always have that support group that you can always fall back on. So that is the most key takeaways. For the technical side, we know within the 2 months or so, we are going to polish you up. Unless, of course, you just don't show up. Like when you sign up, you just show up. If you show up, you do the work, that side is easy. But the other side of working with people, interpersonal skills, being polite, being professional, having the patience of Alan and others, that is what we put you in there to learn, right? But if you tell you that from the start, you'll be like, I just want to learn cybersecurity. Forget about it, right? But that is all part of cybersecurity, and that is all part of what we do. Now, for what I want to tell everybody and to encourage everybody here is that the getting to the top of a mountain, like I said in the last internship graduation, is when you are at the top of a mountain, that is the bottom of another mountain. So now you are at the top of this mountain that you just conquered, but you are at the bottom of another mountain, right? And the mountain that you're at the bottom of now is to moving, scaling that mountain of getting a job or landing your first cybersecurity job. Right? Now, from now moving forward, if you treat people who are, or students who are very successful and land a job in the shortest possible time, they are the ones who treat it like their life depends on it. Because if you don't, burn your boats, you get to the island, you burn the boats, I have to fight and take this island, or I'm screwed. But if you leave one boat, you burn 5 and you leave 1, and you always know there's an exit way out, you don't fight as much. You are not as aggressive, right? So if you look at it as a do or die situation, you are going to be very successful. Now, also piggybacking on what Kwame was talking about. So also Kwame is saying he has, like he wants to, like he has a confession to make. Well, taking Kwame through job placement, sometimes I was just scratching my head like, does Kwame even hear when I speak? Right? Kwame will send you a job description. You go through, they need you to, you should be familiar with. Like I remember a very, very good one vividly where I was sitting, when I was talking to Kwame about this. So the job description entailed, it's included knowing some frameworks, like you should have a good working knowledge of SOC, PCI, GDPR, and the rest. So I'm like, Kwame, let's do an overview. Look at these things, do your research on them, come back to me tomorrow. We are going to go through, I'll ask you questions about it. Kwame comes back the next day. Kwame, so what did you learn about GDPR? GDPR, well, didn't really look at anything about it. I think it wasn't important. What? Are you kidding me? Like, what is, do you even hear when I speak? It's not important.
I'm sorry, Prof.
So I had that back and forth with Kwame the whole time until maybe the light bulb clicked for Kwame. And then, for students, when they get to that point where it clicks, I'll be speaking to them either on the phone or on Zoom. And sometimes I have to look at it again and say, is that really Alan speaking? Because we have one student, Venice, she's one of our early students. She had some rough edges. Polish Venice up. Venice got on and she became so good. I will speak to her during interview prep. And I was wondering, are you reading from a script? Or she's like, no, Dr. Edu, that is just me speaking. Wow. And they get to that point is when they will just get a job that easy. Because they go to interviews, they are on fire, right? So that is what I encourage everybody to do. Knowing the skills and having the skills and having the knowledge and being able to do the job is one thing. And you know what you can do, you know what you've been through. But the other person on the other side who is going to interview you, they don't know you. They don't know what you've done. It is up to you to sell yourself. And you can't sell yourself if you can't tell me what you've done. Right? So, like Divine was talking about, have a strategy. And I think for our last job placement that we went through, I gave you an example of a student who was frustrated. He thinks he's doing so well during interviews, but they don't move him to the next stage. Likely he recorded one of the interviews, played it to me, and I just told him straight out, I'm like, you did horrible. You did so terrible, I would have stopped the interview midway. But this lady interviewing you was so gracious, she let you go all the way to the end. So don't pat yourself in the back. You did so terrible because this guy had gone through the internship. They asked him, what projects have you worked on? All he could mention was he worked on, I think it was policies. So I worked on policies. And the lady's like, okay, so what else? And all he could talk about was policies. And I'm like, so, and before that, the lady went through and gave you a list of all the things you're going to be doing in that role. If not for anything, you could have just repeated all the things she told you. And that would have made move you forward. But this guy couldn't for the things, and he's done all the projects that you did. He just couldn't speak to it. Right? And he kept saying he did a lot. He did a lot. The person interviewing wasn't there when you were doing your lot. Right? So have your own plan, go through everything that you've done. Now your teams can still go back some of the projects that you did. Do your own audits on the projects you did. Go back to your risk register, take a look at it again. Hey, what can we do to improve this? Go through it on an individual basis as a group, right? And what you went through right now and at the point that you are at, cybersecurity is a language. Now you are very proficient in it. During the whole process, when you start and you are midway and you are all the way to the end, it is very obvious in how you speak, how you do your presentation, how you do your analysis. If you put it off now because you've graduated, you are going to get rusty. That is a fact. If you are going to the gym for the past 2.5 months, now you've built some muscle, you can lift, 50 pounds that you couldn't lift when you started the gym is easy. If you stop going to the gym for the next 4 months, you are going to get back to your old state. Now, even when you are speaking in interviews, you are not able to use cybersecurity lingo. You are just trying to explain things in your own English. And that was what Kwame was doing the whole time. Now, I'm picking on Kwame. Right? That was what Kwame was doing the whole time. You tell him, no, Kwame, you have to explain this, speak. You use cybersecurity terminology, right? If you have to say remediation, don't say fix it. If you have to say vulnerability, don't say there is some problem or issue with the system. Use the right terminology. And now everybody is up to that stage. If you don't use it, you lose it, like they say, right? So stay in it, continuously learn, go back through all the projects. Now you are in a more relaxed state. There is no time, on you. You don't have to present it next week. So as a group, you can meet, discuss, deliberate on it, move on to the next project. Meet, discuss, deliberate. So don't stay and get rusty. Now, the next thing that I want to touch on is persistence, right? You cannot succeed. Some people say, but I applied for 5 jobs, 2 interviews, 4 interviews. I mean, they are not moving me forward. Like, what is your option? To just go back to what you are doing? Then why did you even start this journey in the whole place? Right? Like I said, you get to the island, you burn your boat, you know there is no option for you. Either you sack the people on the island and you take the island, or you die. Right? So don't be too comfortable with what you're doing now and think that is always an exit. So you are going to work coming back home. You are doing your normal routines like nothing happened. Oh, internship was good. well, but I'm applying and I'm not. And for those folks who are, I'm applying and I'm not getting any results, if you ask them how many jobs did you apply last 2 days, they will start smiling and giggling. Yeah, I was busy and I was really, follow what we've given you, follow the steps, keep pushing. Even if it takes you 2 years, it is worth it. It is going to pay off, right? But if you stop and you don't do anything, so we are done. Alan is applying rigorously. He's doing interviews, heartbreaks, disappointments. What you don't realize is you are building, you are also learning during the interview process. You are learning what they are looking for, what is going on in the industry. You are staying up to date with the industry, right? If they tell you, no, that's fine, move on to the next one. Now, eventually, in 2 years, Alan is going to land a job. Somebody who also finished and they didn't do anything because they did 1 or 2 and they got heartbroken and they were like, you know what, I don't want to deal with it. After 2 years, where would they have been? Same place, right? But Alan would have moved. He would have changed his fortunes. Now he would have even had the chance. And Michael, I'm not sure if Michael is still on here. So Michael got his first job. And during Cyber Chat, I was saying, hey, even if you have a job, just keep applying for fun. Michael took my word for it. Started applying for fun. Landed a second job in the same role as a GRC manager. Now his first job was a GRC specialist, GRC analyst. His second role was a GRC manager. And he's doing the same thing in both companies. Remote jobs. Right. So, some of the things that I say, if you hang on to it, your life depends on it, you are going to be very successful. Right. So everybody has done so well. You've gotten to this point where you can do any cyber or hold any cybersecurity role in the security space on the blue side, right? Analyst, name it. And for the managerial roles, hands down, anybody can do it. Director, managerial. So don't sell yourself short. When you're applying, apply for it. Even if it's a full-time and you are it's on-site and you are looking for a remote job, still apply for it and go to the interviews. If it's a hybrid job, still apply for it and go to the interviews, because now your goal is to do as much interviews as you can. If you just do them for fun, do them, just be an interview chaser. Next, you have 5 offers, and your biggest problem in the world is, should I choose company A or B or C? Now that is like the discussion for your home. This one is 150, but this one 140, but I like their logo. That should be your problem in the next 2 months if you are taking this seriously, right? So, and then also for help, kindly reach out. Like I said, I'm not a mind reader. I can do so many things, but I don't know what you need, right? Some folks wouldn't reach out. And sometimes, first, we used to even chase some of the students around. Like, hey, what's going on? You did so well in this program and we're not hearing anything from you. Are you applying? Well, I did one interview, but you didn't reach out. Yeah, I thought you were busy and all the guys were busy. Well, I didn't know you were a mind reader. So you could read our minds and know we're busy. Well, you have so much of an awesome skills. Please reach out. We are always going to help. You have a whole family behind you, a whole army behind you. We are ready and willing to make sure you are successful and you succeed, right? Every single person that you see on the Eretmis platform who will come and speak during Cyber Chat or do something, they all started from scratch. Eretmis, there is no single person in Eretmis that we are going to bring on who was working already in the cybersecurity space. Everybody we literally created from nothing. From different backgrounds, health, track, name it. So if they are here encouraging you and speaking, they know what they are talking about. They've been there, they've done that, they've been in your shoes. It's doable. It's not easy, but it's doable. For that, I'll tell you all day. It's doable. It's not easy, but it's very, very doable. And if it was easy, everybody would have been a cybersecurity professional being paid 150, 120, right? So if the going gets tough, tell yourself, if it was easy, everybody would have done it, right? If it was easy, everybody would have been a lawyer making 500,000 a year. Everybody would have been a medical doctor making 400,000 a year, right? Everybody would have been a cybersecurity, because it's for those who are going to persist. It's not the smartest, it's not the most beautiful or handsome, people who can persist and keep pushing, knowing that eventually it is going to pay off, right? So that is also one thing that I'm going to put out, being persevering and being persistent. Persevering and being persistent. Now ask for help, and you have a lot of momentum now. Don't let it die out, right? Don't let it die out. You're like, you still have that energy in you. So now channel that energy into application of jobs. Now for the groups, your project, your new projects moving forward is you are going to be holding yourselves accountable, having your weekly meetings. Christiana, how many jobs did you apply this week? How did it work? Did you get an interview? How did it go? For your interviews, record it, come back to your group, play it, let them give you an honest assessment. I can promise you, if your groups will do that within the next 3 months, and I'm no prophet, within the next 3 months, everybody will have a job. If you will do that, apply. If Christiana is getting 5 job interviews, Alan is not getting any, look at her resume. Okay, what do you have on there that I'm not missing? What are you doing that I'm doing wrong? Right? Learn from each other, build each other up. Interviews, bring it back, let's discuss. So that is going to be your new project. And if you treat this like your full-time job before you get paid for it, it is going to pay off. Right? So there is nothing that you cannot do in cybersecurity. The only job titles that you cannot hold is penetration tester or ethical. For that, you cannot do, right? You are kidding yourself if you think you are going to apply for those jobs, right? So, but for everything else on the blue side, you can hold those roles and execute them. And I'm very confident in everybody's abilities now because of what you've gone through and what you've done. And then also, if you find yourself anywhere, you have that confidence. You've done it, right? Even for tools you've not seen before, you know your way around it because you know the science and concepts and how to go about it, how to use it. You can sit in any interview, any meeting, and contribute meaningfully because you have something to say because you've done something. So don't really, don't think or don't have that imposter syndrome and thinking, but I'm still not. You have what it takes. When they talk about experience, 5 years of experience, 6 years of experience, they are not only looking for your cybersecurity knowledge and skill. Soft skills also count, right? So if, let's say, for example, you're applying for a job that is a cybersecurity manager role, and they are looking for 7 years of experience, and you've been in the health industry, you've been a manager for 10 years. Now, with what you know, do you think you are going to be qualified for this job? Of course, yes. Managerial role is managerial role. You are going to be managing the same people, same characters, whether in health or so. If you have those soft skills coming in together with what you have now, you are qualified for most of these roles. And you are going to get on the job and people will come to you asking questions. And you can ask Sheila, ask Michael, ask Teresa. People who've been there for 10 years will come to you asking you questions, not like asking you questions that they need answers to. They don't know. They genuinely don't know. They want to ask you. And you'll be looking behind yourself. Are they asking me or somebody else? Right? But there you are selling yourself short, thinking you are not good enough or you don't know much. I can assure you, being in the industry, you know way more than too much to function in any of these roles. So have confidence in your own abilities. Now, the momentum that you've gathered so far as a group, don't let it die out. Don't let it die out. Now, channel that into interviewing, channel that into, the job placement process. And for everybody on here, kindly, if you have not done so already, set up an appointment. Let's do one-on-one, go through your resume, your cover letter, and then when you do have interviews, reach out at least 3 days or 4 days earlier. Let's get you ready for interviews. And then also, when you do go to the interview, either you are going to record it or you are going to write down all your questions, bring it back to the group to discuss. You can also hold meetings, book an appointment for us to go through and see how well you did. Because at the end of the day, the goal is to get you from here at the top of this mountain to the top of the other mountain, because you are graduating, but still you are at the top of this mountain, you are at the bottom of the other mountain, the next mountain, which is to land your first cybersecurity job. So I appreciate everybody's hard work that they put into this for all this, period that we had the program. And I'm always very appreciative of the fact that at the end of it all, you see the science and the wisdom behind what you were doing from the beginning, right? And how well everybody grows the whole entire time to this point. So whether you had no background and you went through entry level and then to internship, or you had some background, now you have that confidence, you can speak to things that you've done within the cybersecurity space. So thank you, everybody, once again. I'm going to hand it back over to Sheila. Congratulations. And I'm very, very happy for everyone. I know somebody said the sky is your limit. The sky is your starting point. The sky is really your starting point, not your limit. So this is where you are. You are in the sky now. You are going to jump off and do greater things. So I appreciate everybody's time. I'm handed over to Sheila, and we will take it from there.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for great and kind words. Thank you. All right. So I will give closing remarks. Well, no, sorry. We'll be taking some remarks from interns and attendees. Anybody that wants to speak, please do us a favor and raise your hands up, and then we will call on you to speak. Thank you. Okay, we have Michael. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, everybody.
Good morning. We can hear you.
Oh, okay. So I just want to say that everything that is being said on here is true and true 100%. I'm a student, current student. I would call myself a freshman because I just started and from ground zero. I'm here to take the internship course, but I've so far learned so much that I can tell anybody who is considering taking the class with Dr. Addi to do so. If you're sitting on the fence, you get on it. Two things I want to say. When you talk about here being a family place, yes, it is, because I currently have people helping me besides Dr. Addi. Michael, the first speaker, is in Atlanta here, and he's helping me a whole lot already. So the family thing works. Secondly, when you talk about learning, I can tell you learn a lot, because describing myself as a freshman, I listen to cyber news and I can tell mistakes that people who have been on the job for years are making. And I'm scratching my head. I'm like, oh, really? Because like a few days ago, I heard somebody was employed by a company on temp basis. They gave him a role to look for vulnerabilities in the system, but they ended up firing him for performance issues. And then he ended up using the laptop they gave him from the workplace to download information from the company, and he was extorting from them. And in my little mind, I'm scratching my head. I'm like, what did you do for offboarding? After you terminated the person, you still let him have his privileges that he could go back into the system and cause harm. So for learning, yes, you're going to learn a lot, because even in this very short time, I have learned so much. And I just wanted to add to that and tell whoever is on the fence to jump in and get along. Let's do this.
So much, Michael. Thank you. What you said, it's a very true thing. A lot of organizations are very consistent with onboarding, but when it comes to offboarding, they are not consistent. And so that happens a lot. Okay, anybody want to speak? Okay, Emmanuel, please go ahead. And Michael, do me a favor and put your hand down if you're done. Thank you. Thank you. All right, go ahead, Emmanuel.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm not a student here, I'm an attendee student. You know, I've already booked my appointment to talk to Dr. Addi on, I think it's Tuesday in the morning. But from the interaction I've heard from different past students and those graduating today, I'm really encouraged. I can't just wait to have the conversation, then sign on. Though I discussed with him some times ago, but I didn't take decisions. But with this now, I think I've made up my mind. I'm just waiting for the interaction on Tuesday. Then I will sign up, and I hope to get the advantage, all the advantages these students got. I hope to also get it and to come back with a testimony someday. Thank you very much. That's just what I want to say.
You're welcome. Thank you, Michael. That's your research that you're doing before you make the decision, and that's amazing. Thank you. And thank you for joining us today. All right.
I don't know how to raise my hand again.
Oh,
if I can talk, please let me know.
If you go to reactions, if you see reactions and you click on reactions, it lets you raise it. But go ahead and speak.
Okay. Talking about that last person that just spoke, that he's an intending student, I just want to offer a few things. The first, most of the cybersecurity internships, you don't have a direct access to the person leading it, right? And when you think you have a direct access, it's always a YouTube video that everything is controlled. And I'm talking about cybersecurity programs that are upwards of $10,000. So if I'm looking for Dr. Addi and he's hiding from me, and I know every Friday I will find him, that is guaranteed. That's the first thing. Also, as I've said earlier, there are so many people here that 2-3 years ago, they knew nothing about cybersecurity, right? And they're here. Even Mrs. Oduro, right? I think the husband was the person that led you to Dr. Addi, and you found a job on your first try. And now, probably because your husband saw that, he's also in the industry. So what are we trying to do here? What is Dr. Addi trying to do? It's like bringing people up. And at times, we might not be very consistent. Dr. Addi is a captain, right? He does everything in a military way, consistency. If I'm not able to be consistent, we have team members. I have my group people that I'm going to lead on, right? I know that every Friday, at the very least, let me go on that cyber chat. I'll get something from it. To wrap things up, there are some people that will say they don't have money. I understand. There are probably a lot of people that have gotten into the cybersecurity field just by the cyber chat alone. So if you don't have money, that cyber chat alone is something that is given to us, right? That we can start from that route. And when we get into that field, we can come back and spend that money. So thank you, everybody. Thank you to my team, especially to my team. I hope that we carry this along, because when we move together as a group, we can go far. Thank you very much.
Yes, very true. Very true. All the true words that you said. Thank you so much, Tunde, for all the kind words. And Vivian, please go ahead.
Can you hear me, Sheila?
Yes, please.
How are you? And
Very
how
well.
are you, Dr. Addi? Yes,
good.
I'm Vivian
Vivian.
Stewart. It's so nice seeing everyone. And I must say, I've known of Dr. Addi probably for a little over 3 years, and I'm a retired college educator. And I love what all of you are learning. It is so inspiring. I worked in the field of medicine, but naturally we had to use many types of analyzers to do various blood testing. And yes, cybersecurity was so important, but I didn't hear the term cybersecurity at that time. You see, I'm 76 and a little plus years young. And I love what I've learned today, listening to all of you, the guest speakers, the graduates, and Dr. Addi. And yes, Sheila, I remember when you started, you didn't know me, but I knew you, Sheila, okay? And I just want to read something to all of you. When I heard there was going to be a graduation, I just quickly, I said, I got to be quickly started getting ready to teach just a little something to you, because I want you to listen carefully to what Dr. Addi is saying. He's very wise, and what he's teaching all of you, it is so valuable, and you don't hear it from even educators. The encouragement and believing in yourself. Yes, your soft skills are so important, and how you treat one another and how you deal with the workplace. So let me just read this little poem to you. And I've learned about it when I was 20 years young, and I've never forgotten it, even at 76, little plus. And yes, I took Dr. Addi's or Eretmis Academy's Cybersecurity for Beginners last week. And I was proud of myself. Oh, yes. And it has gotten around to many, many people all over the African diaspora, all over in the United States, and encouraging them, as I've been doing since over 3 years ago, when I first kind of learned about cybersecurity. It's a very valuable field, you see? So just a little poem that was given to me when I was around 20. And it's called Thinking. And it's a poem by a man named Walter D. Wintle. If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win, but you think you can't, it is almost certain you won't. If you think you'll lose, you're lost. For out of the world, we find success begins with a fellow's will. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you are outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. Life battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man or woman, but sooner or late, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. So as Dr. Addi has been telling you and pushing you, listen carefully what he is saying. I thank you. And it's just wonderful seeing all of you, and many blessings, Dr. Addi and Eretmis Academy, and the graduates, and the parents. Okay, thank you.
Auntie Vivian, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I couldn't stop smiling, just listening to you. It's amazing when our elders or when our mothers show up and give us kind words like this. It's very hard to get. And I am very grateful that you were able to show up today to speak to us like this. Thank you. And, all right. Patrice, please go ahead and speak. Patrice, I hope you can hear me. Okay, we're probably going to move on because we cannot hear. Okay. All right. I think that's the only last hands-on that we had. So we are going to wrap up. First, we'll give thanks to God Most High and higher power that we all believe in for making this possible for all of us, for our interns to be able to go through this. We are very grateful. We want to thank our sponsors, ADDI, Eretmis Academy, Eretmis Inc., Diaspora Care. We are very grateful for the opportunity. We want to thank our speakers, all the people, past students, current interns, everybody that was able to come and speak here. We appreciate you. Over here, we have built a family and we always appreciate our own. And we appreciate everybody that got the chance or that had the time to come and give kind words to our interns. It's a great honor to have you and for seeing you reach and higher. Thank you so much. We want to thank Dr. Emmanuel Addi, the man of the hour, for all that he's doing from a few years back when we met him. He has been amazing. And right when we met him, what I have always said, and he has continued to prove himself. And whenever I hear people saying what I used to say, I just smile because most people are coming to realize what a great person, what a great resource he is. He has become a resource to the community. He is determined to build an army to help us also get into the workforce of cybersecurity. The knowledge that he's providing, I describe it as building a house. If you want to build a house and you have a great foundation, you can build a wooden structure on the foundation. You can build 3-story buildings on it. You can build a flat on it. Whatever you want to build, you can build on that as long as you have a great foundation. And that is what he's offering. And we are very grateful. Thank you so much. We want to thank our interns. It's not an easy work to go through this. For you to invest in your future, we appreciate that. And we also recognize the hard work that you have put in through. Dealing with people and also dealing with actually the team online, remotely. It seems different, but as you get into the workforce, you're going to realize that this is a great opportunity that you have gotten to learn that skills because you're going to be dealing with your team members like that. And so we appreciate you and we are proud of you for how far you have become. We want to thank our friends and family. Most of us have children. Most of us are married. Most of us are in family members. We have family members or we are in groups. And for your family members to understand that you want to set this time aside to concentrate on this cause, it's a big deal. You are a dad that sometimes you have to ignore sometimes your responsibilities, or a husband that you have to put aside your responsibility to do this. And for your family to agree for you to do that, we appreciate the family members for that opportunity. We are very grateful. And we thank our friends and everybody that has been able to join us today to appreciate and also congratulate our interns. Thank you again. I saw Patrice on mute and then mute again. I'm not sure if he wants to speak lastly, but if not, then we will end here.
Yes, Yella, can you hear me, please?
Yes, go ahead. I didn't want to miss you.
Well, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Good day, everyone. My name is Petros. I want to say congratulations to all the graduates today. It's a milestone they've taken for themselves, and I pray and hope that the time they spend on this a day will come when they will look back and say, thank God they did to that step. Again, I was supposed to be part of this class as I enrolled initially in December, but I think something happened along the way. I kind of fell apart. I didn't continue anymore. So I will have been part of this glorious team today, but I believe all hope isn't lost yet. I also want to thank Dr. Edu for his patient and detailed teaching. He does have this quality of like an uncle, an elder brother. He has that patience, the charisma, and the knowledge to impact people. Okay, so people who have come to meet him in this course will actually be grateful for him for the rest of their lives, because out there, what you see online is like a far cry to what Dr. Edu offers. I've tried, I've checked everywhere around. I'm based in the UK, and I'm not in the state. There are people I'm far away from you, like 6-7 hours ahead of you time. So down here, we hardly see something detailed like this. That's why some of us here are trying to kind of sign in from this far, even not minding the different time zone. This time we're on Cyber Chat on Fridays. That would be my 12 a.m. here. But I'll be willing to partake in that as well. So well done, everybody, the graduates. I hope and pray that your success is around the corner. But they do well done what they are doing. I think this goes to Dr. Edu in particular. I've made a request to speak with you on Monday. I really need to start up from where I stopped in December. So my drive and the mission is to join the next intake by 18th of May. So I wouldn't want to miss that anymore. So well done, sir, what you've done so far. While our graduates go there to hit the streets in just search, the sky shall, again, like somebody said, be their springboard. Well done, everyone.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much for kind words. Okay, so we will wrap up. It's Saturday. People have a lot to do, but you chose to be here. So again, thank you, and have a great rest of your day.
All right, thank you, Sheila. One big announcement before we wrap up. So in October, we are going to have a live Eretmis Cybersecurity community meeting. It's going to be around somewhere in the DMV area. So dates and everything will be pushed out hopefully next week. So we are all going to be able to meet in person. So that is going to be pretty fun. The whole entire Eretmis family, we are going to come together and hold a 3-day conference where there are going to be different activities. And we also get to see each other in person in real world, right? So that is the big announcement. But I'm going to hand it back over to Sheila and we wrap up for this morning. I appreciate everybody's time and for showing up and for all the support. Thank you very much. Go ahead, Sheila. You can wrap it up. Thank you.
Okay. Like we said, thank you so much for joining us again, family, friends, and everyone. Everybody that is trying to decide, I think you've heard enough. So you know where to find us also. Join the family. All right, everybody, please have a great rest of your weekend. Jason?
Did Doc just say that we're meet up in Japan?
All right, make it quick, please.
Did Doc just say that we're going to meet up in Japan?
No, not
He said no, Virginia. He said Virginia.
Oh, I thought I heard Japan. I thought I heard Japan.
No, not yet. Maybe some later down the years we will be able to pull that off. But now we are going to meet in the Virginia, DC area is where the meeting is going to be held. Right. All right, everyone, have a great weekend. And for all graduates, congratulations once again for a job well done. And kindly reach out for help in your next journey. looking for cybersecurity jobs and applications and the rest, right? So please, like I tell everybody, if you are going to interviews and we don't know about it, you are so wrong. We have to know about it to be able to help you to make sure you're able to scale it. So we appreciate everybody's time. Have a great weekend. And Sheila, over to you. I know we're done, but now I hand everything back to you again.
Okay. All right. We're done here. So have a great rest of your weekend, and thank you for joining us. We invite you to keep learning more. So every Friday, follow us and come learn something. All right. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Dr. Edu.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sheila.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks.